Unaendelea kutazama Kenya's Gold. Karibu sana, tuna midahalo mikubwa hapa. Tunazungumzia masuala ya watu wadogo na vile vile ukulima mkubwa katika maparachichi.
Now, continuing with our conversation with our thriving horticultural farmers that we are honored to have in studio today. Now, we left it at mixed farming versus specialization. And I understand, Kafura, you have something to say on the same.
Yes. In avocado farming, it's very hard to identify a crop that you can do mixed farming with, because at the end of the day, the market requires us to produce organic fruits. But now, let's say you mix with mates, the pesticides, all the fertilizers that you're using, it will affect at the end of the day the fruit. So for us, avocado, that's why we've had Agnes have said it's better to specialize in only avocados. So for avocados, we only do avocados, yes, but at the same time, we can also do cover crops, but at the same time, it's very hard to identify which one you're supposed to do.
Kwako Odero, kuna changamoto ya kuchagua mmea upi nataka kupanda, kama ni ndakwendaje kama nimeshindwa?
Naam, basi pale ukiamua ukichagua mmea upi unataka kupanda, lazima uanze ufikirie size ya uwanja ya shamba yenye uko nayo. Lazima ufikirie pia maeneo yako, na pia kuna ile sijui acha niseme climate, temperature na rainfall, mvua yenye unapata. Na kama utafanya ukulima wa kisasa, ile utatumia modern techniques kama drip irrigation. Sasa hiyo itakusaidia wakati hakuna mvua. Na pia lazima ujue amount of pesa utahitaji kufanya huo ukulima mpaka mwisho, mpaka kamili, siku yenye utaamua sasa unavuna ndio uende uze. Jua kuna pesa utapata katikati ya huo muda.
Now, Agnes, when we speak about horticultural products, we know they're very perishable. And sometimes the situations on our road is not very good, especially now with the rains that we have been experiencing, making some of the roads very impassable. And that can pose a challenge to how we are able to make sure our produce reaches the market on time. Is that a challenge that horticultural farmers are facing? And if you were to speak on how best to deal with it, what would you say?
I would say this is a big challenge to our farmers, and especially when we have to transport our produce from the farm to maybe where we are processing our products. Sometimes it rains, and apart from rain, yes, rain and flooding is one thing, but sometimes even where we plant, we have the avocado just next to the river. And then now you have to get it from there, and it has rained. It's so slippery. Even loading that avocado in a pickup, it's work. It's quite hectic, and the roads near the farms are so bad. So you find like by the time you get to a tarmac road where you can comfortably transport your produce, it's quite hectic for the farmer. That's why you'd find you harvested on a Monday, and then to get to Nairobi where you're packing from on a Thursday, because you have to collect from wherever you are and then put in a pickup. By the time it gets to the main road, it's like 2 days, and transport is also a big issue, and it's also very expensive from the farm to where you're processing your product from. So that's a very, very big challenge. Now that we are talking about floods, is the biggest challenge. We are not harvesting avocado right now. We are harvesting in February, but I know it will be a big challenge. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Kwako Sharon, nimesikiza ukisema kwamba wewe ni aggregator. Kuna kijana anajiuliza ukisema hivyo inamaanisha nini, na nitaingiaje ndio ifike kiwango chako?
Kwa
aggregator.
Kwa aggregator. First of all, hata nilianza as an aggregator before I became a farmer. And also hiyo itajaribu kujibu swali huyu, unafaa kuanza aje mkujua uta identify nini gani. An aggregator ni mtu mwenye ana aggregate to bring produce together. As we normally deal with the small scale farmers, mostly, not that you don't deal with the large scale farmers, but now you aggregate, you bring the fruits together so that maybe it can fill a pickup or a truck, so that you can deliver to the back houses. So to become an aggregator, you first have to be licensed by the HCD, and also now you need to have the source. Yes, and also have the market. But the market, it's there. That's what I will tell someone. As a young person, I started as an aggregator. I didn't have the farm. I didn't have the capacity to start to farm avocados. So that was my starting point. You know, I'm so passionate with avocados and farming generally. So I just had to start from somewhere, and I started with that.
All right.
Yes.
Now, as we come towards winding up the conversation, over 90% of the produce consumed locally is from small-scale farmers, meaning that you farmers play a very major role when it comes to feeding the nation. We have seen the effort the government is putting in different agri-sectors like coffee and tea. From a horticultural perspective, when you ask for more support from the government, when you ask for more support from the agricultural bodies, what would that look like? What kind of support would you like to get?
I would look at the government supporting us in looking at the roads where we transport our products from. The other thing I'm looking for support is on pests. Those pest controls and pesticides, they're very expensive. If maybe we would have it, the price is reduced, and then we have a way of paying back to the government, that would really help us, because sometimes when I harvest avocado, there are so many pests, and at the end of the day, I'll get money. I'll put it in the bank because I'll be paid. At the end of the day, I'll need to pay back. But that time when the pests were there and the crops were growing, I was not able to buy the pesticides. But if the government would come in and support me with the pesticides and the things that are needed, I'll get very good quality products, and I will be able to feed our nation.
All right.
Kwa sababu ya muda tunaomba kukatiza, lakini nyinyi mmeajiri watu? Kuna watu wanafanya kazi?
Yes.
Basi inafurahisha sana, hata ingawa ni wadogo wanasukuma hili kuhakikisha kwamba wao ndio waajiri, wanatafuta nafasi. Lakini tunaondoka sasa tukisema asante sana kwa kufuatilia, lakini ni kufahamisha kwamba ni vigumu sana kujifunza kuendesha gari kama gari lenyewe lipo maegeshoni. Kwako basi sukuma gurudumu la maisha kwa kuingia katikati la maisha yenyewe. Jina langu ni Emmanuel Terer. Kumbuka tutimiza ndoto, salia na Mwenyezi Mungu.
All right, now we have come to the end of the show. Not a bad way to start the first day of the week. Very big thank you to you, our farmers, for making time, and keep up the good work that you are doing in the space of agriculture. To the entire team that is working tirelessly to make this production a great success, we give you a big thanks. And of course, our viewers back at home for choosing to be with us every single day of the week. We say a very big thank you to you. And my parting shot of the day will be an interesting fact about potatoes. I know we are used to calling them cash crops za Nyandarua, but here's a cool fact that you need to know. Potatoes were the first food plants to be grown in space. The technology was invented in 1995 so that they can feed astronauts. If you didn't know, now you know. See you next time, which happens to be tomorrow. We will be talking about the coffee sector. Thank you so very much for watching. My name is Violeta Ngina. Goodbye.